Auto, your farm's official truck here at Baum Chevrolet Buick, right from the start.
Running a farm is challenging enough without the added stress of uncertain insurance coverage. That's where Peterson Insurance Services, in partnership with Indiana Farmers Insurance, can help. Jay Peterson here. We take the time to understand the specific needs of your farm, allowing us to tailor coverage that's just right for you. Stop by our office at 117 West Main Street in Clinton, or call 217-935-6605 for a quote. Your farm deserves more than just insurance. It deserves peace of mind.
You've got choices. You've got options. And selections, favorites, picks, takes, votes, preferences, leanings, whatever you call them. What's important is that you've got them. At Whiffles Hybrids, we've made our choice to remain an independent U.S. farm family-owned company, free to make the best decisions for our business and that of our customers. So make your choice, or whatever you call it, and plant your independence. Whiffles Hybrids.
Looking to upgrade your existing machinery with the latest technology? Jenner Precision, your local ag leader dealer, has you covered. From harvesting, managing, planting, steering, and sinking, Ag Leader offers a variety of precision farming products to improve your farm's productivity and efficiency across every season. Contact Jenner Precision, your local precision ag dealer, at 815-692-6655 to learn more.
WHOW Planting Reports are brought to you by our title sponsor, Apex Clean Energy, planting the seeds for a better future in Illinois. Whiffles Hybrids, your local Whiffles Hybrid seed dealer and sponsor of our Whiffles Wednesday Reports. Baum Chevrolet Buick, where you'll find the official truck of our planting reports, the 2025 Chevy Silverado, along with Peterson Insurance, AAK Mechanical, and Longview Community Bank, all in Clinton. Maroa Ag north of Maroa, the State Bank of Bemet, in Bemet, and Monticello. Hennings Equipment Company near Assumption. Jenner Precision at Fairburn, and the McLean County Farm Bureau.
News time is 13 minutes after 8 o'clock on this Friday. Top of the morning from the newsroom of Regional Radio and DeWittDailyNews.com. I'm Seth Lawrence with this expanded local newscast. Storm stayed away just long enough for the Warner Hospital and Health Services Health Fair to be a hit on Thursday. CEO Paul Skowron told Regional Radio as a part of its live coverage Thursday from the health fair, he felt it was a huge success despite the last-minute venue change to First Christian Church in Clinton.
Well, I think it's great that so many people listen to your radio station because they did pay attention that we changed the location. We had a great turnout. I want to thank the community for coming out and meeting all the new healthcare participants in the community. But they also enjoyed a lot of great food, and we were able to eat inside the church, air-conditioned rooms. And it was a wonderful event. We had a high turnout. Everything was positive. It's sometimes if you give people a big gymnasium, they don't get a chance to see all the vendors. But in a smaller venue like this, they made their way to almost all of the commercial vendors and the healthcare vendors. And so everybody said this was a real positive event. They're looking forward to next year.
The event shifted to First Christian Church, and because of air conditioning issues in the Family Life Center, the basement housed all the groups that attended. Synergy Home was among the many groups at Thursday's health fair. Taylor Stevens told Regional Radio about what they do for seniors trying to maintain independence in their homes.
Absolutely. So what we do is we hire caregivers to go in the homes and help people of all ages remain independent and safe wherever they call home.
Okay.
So we're always growing, and we try to keep that ebb and flow of caregivers and clients, and we're always staffing for growth. So we're really looking for people with that good, passionate heart that care about caring for people, and then it goes from experience level from there. We are non-medical, so you do not need to be a CNA. You do not need to be a nurse. We can train them on site.
Rose Grimm from Gift of Hope was informing those in attendance about the importance of organ and tissue donation.
So Gift of Hope is one of 56 federally designated organ procurement organizations, and our mission is to save and enhance as many lives as possible through organ and tissue donation. And we're here to talk to residents of Clinton hopefully encourage them to register as organ and tissue donors, and just in general raise awareness about this important topic. So all you really need is to go to our website. You could go to giftofhope.org. At the top, there is a big green button that says join the registry. You click that, and all you need is either your driver's license or your real ID, and it takes less than 2 minutes to sign up.
Rebecca Wheat with Community Care Systems was informing those at the Thursday event about everything for available to seniors in their network, from financial assistance to support groups.
So Gift of Hope.
Well, we're promoting our caregiver advisor services, which is what I do. So we provide education and support groups, as well as some possible funding options for people if they need assistance with that. And then we have Diane here with us as well, who does the Medicare and Medicaid Senior Information Health Program, which is the insurance counseling. And we're just really trying to promote just different financial assistance services that can help the community. Well, our focus is on those that are 60 and older, or if they're under 60, disabled. Our primary focus will be on those that are lower income, but we do try to serve anyone in the community that has a need. So just trying to keep them independent and in the community for as long as possible. And a lot of times that has to do with providing that financial assistance just to be able to help them manage. So like with our caregiver advisory service program, we have some caregiver grants. So if someone needs assistance, say with getting handrails in place, or maybe a ramp put in place to be able to keep their loved one at home longer, we can try to help with that, or maybe refer them for some respite funds to provide some extra help. And then we also have some general assistance funds available through Diane's program for someone who might need rental assistance or utility assistance, those kinds of things.
Scourin indicates there will be a health fair next year. It's National Police Week, and Clinton Police Chief Ben Lowers is highlighting the good work of his officers. Law enforcement agencies have struggled recently to retain staff, and the chief is hopeful some officers they have going through training right now will allow them to be fully staffed for a while. If you follow the Clinton Police Department on Facebook, you've noticed the spotlight the chief is putting on his staff. He says they're having a lot of fun with those posts, but they also want the community to understand there is a person with a story inside those squad cars.
With Police Week this week, we're recognizing the officers, those that are retired, those that are currently active, those that are considering going into law enforcement. We recognize our appreciation for our law enforcement nationwide. And we're doing a little something new this year. If you follow our Facebook page of the Clinton Police Department, we're kind of doing daily spotlights, officer spotlights. We put out a questionnaire, and kind of humanizing the badge. We're telling the public a little bit about the individuals that are behind that uniform.
Mm-hmm.
And so yesterday we started with our sergeant staff, Sergeant Ropp, the most senior officer in our department and my second command, and then Sergeant Jostis and Sergeant Franklin. We started off this morning with Officer Kemp, who's always a hoot and brings a lot to the department. So anyways, check out our Facebook page and get to know our officers a little better.
Sure.
I think it's kind of a nice touch to share not only what they do for the department, but a little bit about them and their personal life or some interests. And we did a little question and answer with them, and we're sharing some of those answers as to their outlook on police work, maybe what got them into police work, things of that nature. So
Sure.
We'd ask you to check out our Facebook page and get to know our officers a little bit better. You know what? I kind of get a little bit sentimental. Every one of them has a first name, and every one of them has a life outside of that uniform as well.
Right.
They're brothers and sisters and moms and dads and things of that nature.
In just the last few years, the environment for law enforcement has been quite hazardous, but the chief believes we are starting to see a swing back to a respect for law enforcement and its importance in our communities.
I did listen to Chief Meister, a great guy over there in Lincoln, runs a tremendous department. And, I did listen to part of his interview and I agree wholeheartedly. I think that pendulum, I think that swing is headed that direction. I think we've seen some change and I'm hopeful that it continues to swing back in that positive. I do believe, I'll try not to get on my soapbox here, Seth. I'd love to have a conversation with Chief Meister about it and how no cash bail is affecting them in Lincoln. But one of the things that I think is a contributor there 4 or 5 years ago, I'm not so sure that we weren't at our all-time low, at least for my 25 to 28-year career. In terms of a few, just a couple events that happened nationwide that brought horrific publicity to law enforcement, didn't have anything to do with Central Illinois, but ultimately the overall climate in our nation. And I think that's when we saw our all-time low. And kind of that pushback against law enforcement, pushback against authority. I agree that it feels like that we're having a swing probably in the positive direction. And I think one of the things that brings it to light here in Central Illinois, I think people are starting to feel the effects of no cash bail. And I think that they are recognizing the degree of what law enforcement has had their hands tied in dealing with some of those issues. And I think there's a degree of sympathy or empathy, shall I say, for law enforcement, the job that they do. And again, I'm going to refer you back to, one of the questions that we asked our officers in our interviews, our question and answer for our spotlight thing was, what is a misconception that you think of law enforcement, that people think of law enforcement. And I think some of those answers are really good, in that, they don't have the answer for everything, but they try, and they try, and they're trying to provide a safer community and whatnot. And we also are navigating some of those same waters of the unknown, just like you are, but we're going to work together and try to come out with a good outcome. So anyways, I do agree with Chief Meister in that regard, and I'm certainly thankful to see it.
Thursday was also Peace Officer Memorial Day. Get news anytime at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Shane here from Highway 51 Exchange, just south of Clinton. Let us service your lawn and garden equipment for spring with our quick turnaround and service specials for free pickup and delivery. Click our icon on DeWittDailyNews.com for details.
DeWittDailyNews.com is the area's leading local news source 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Get the latest local news, obituaries, police blotter, weather forecast, and more with no paywall. Head to DeWittDailyNews.com to get the local information you need to know.
Time now for a look at sports. I'm Seth Lawrence with this report. Gunnar Larner and Camden Trendler hit home runs, leading Maroa-Forsyth to a 12-1 win over Decatur MacArthur in non-conference high school baseball action from Forsyth on Thursday. Larner and Trendler both hit home runs in the bottom of the fourth. Larner's home run followed a double by Tate Brendenberg. Then Trendler capped the 6-run frame with a 2-run shot. Brendenberg had a 2-run double followed by a Larner double. Later, Grady Rose's RBI single finished off a 5-run second inning. Isaac Haynes earned the win, pitching 5 innings and allowing just 1 run on 4 hits. Maroa-Forsyth goes to 21-7. They visit Normal U-High this afternoon. Champaign homered and Luke Martin drove in 3, leading Mount Pulaski to a bounce-back 10-0 win over El Paso Gridley in non-conference high school baseball action Thursday in El Paso. Payne blasted a solo homer in the 5th to put the Hilltoppers up 7-0. He started the scoring in the 1st with an RBI single, scoring Eric Cooper. Liam Smith added an RBI single. Then Martin hit a 2-run triple. Chase Roberts drove in 2 with a double, pushing the score 9-0. Later in the 5th, after the Payne home run, the Hilltoppers lost on Wednesday in a shutout to Havana. Payne finished 3 for 3 with a homer and 2 RBIs for Mount Pulaski. Cooper was outstanding, pitching all 5 innings, allowing 3 hits, striking out 4, and walking none, earning the shutout victory for the Hilltoppers. Mount Pulaski goes to 19-5 overall. They host 23-5 Warrensburg Latham this afternoon. Lincoln pounded out 11 hits, including a pair of home runs, rolling Auburn 15-5 in non-conference high school baseball action Thursday in Lincoln. Drew Hayes blasted a 2-run home run to left field, spotting the Rail Splitters an early 2-0 lead. Auburn got 2 back in the 3rd, but Ashton Corley launched a solo homer to right field, putting Lincoln back in the lead at 3-2. An 8-run 4th inning put the game out of reach for the Railers. Parker Grau singled home Ashton Corley. Then the bases went loaded with a walk to Jaden Gully. Carson Komnick followed with another walk, forcing in a run. Corley singled, driving in Owen Comstock and Griffin Shaw. Austin Lucas capped the explosion with a double that scored both Corley and Komnick to put Lincoln up 13-4. Corley was 3 for 3 with 3 RBIs, including a home run. Austin Lucas finished 2 for 3 with 2 runs batted in and a double. Hayes drove in 4, going 2 for 5, including a homer and a double. Grau went 2 for 4 with 2 runs batted in. Komnick earned the win for the Rail Splitters, pitching 6 innings and allowing 5 runs on 10 hits while striking out 4. Lincoln improved to 12-5 overall. They host Peoria Richwoods this afternoon. Colton Vance's home run was all the offense Monticello could muster, and Champaign Central downed the Sages 5-1 in non-conference high school baseball action on Thursday in Monticello. Carter Foran, Eli Kraft, and Grant Kiger each had a hit for the Sages. Monticello falls to 25-6 overall. They will take on Mount Pulaski Monday in a final tune-up game before regional action begins next week. Illinois opened its series at Ohio State with a 4-3 win Thursday at Bill Davis Stadium. Tyler Schmidt improved to 5-2, tossing his 4th quality start of the season. The junior went 7 innings, allowing 2 runs on 6 hits to go with 5 strikeouts. Zach Bates earned his 8th save of the year, stranding one of two inherited runners in the 9th. Illinois took its first lead of the ball game in the 8th when Nick Grove singled home Grant Ross, who led off the inning by being hit by a pitch. With 2 outs in the 9th, 2 Buckeye outfielders collided on a fly ball by Kyle Shupman to left center. He raced around the bases to give Illinois an important insurance run. Jack Zebig and Groves tallied an RBI in the ball game, and Shupman's Little League home run in the 9th proved to be the game winner. Illinois pitchers limited the Buckeyes to just 1 for 9 with runners in scoring position. The series resumes in Columbus today. Daniel Pasella and Judah Morris each blasted a pair of home runs to lead Illinois State to an 11-4 victory over Indiana State in Terre Haute Thursday. Illinois State went back-to-back in the first. Pasella went deep for a 2-run homer. Then a solo home run from Judah Morris put the Redbirds up 3-0. After the Sycamores cut the lead to 3-2, ISU scored the game's next 7 to make it 10-2. Of the 7 runs for the Redbirds, 5 came via home runs from Pasella, a second-inning blast, and Luke Stolga's third-inning 2-run homer. Then Morris's 5th of the season was a solo shot. Illinois State will continue the series against Indiana State with a 5:30 first pitch tonight at Bob Warren Field. Ellie De La Cruz, Will Benson, and Matt McLean homered. Nick Martinez tossed 7 shutout innings, and the Reds snapped a 3-game losing streak with a 7-1 win over the Sox on Thursday. The Reds came in averaging 2.2 runs in their last 10. They won Thursday for just the 3rd time in 12 games. Martinez gave up 2 hits, and walked none, striking out 3. He has not given up a walk in his last 3 outings, covering 19 innings. De La Cruz's home run was his 8th of the season and 3rd in 5 games. Benson's was his 1st and McLean's his 6th. Those 3 and Gavin Lux had 2 hits apiece, driving in 3. Bryce Wilson went 5 1/3 innings, giving up 7 runs on 10 hits, including 3 home runs. He walked 1 and struck out 3. Miguel Vargas had 2 hits and drove in Chicago's only run in the 8th. The loss ended a Chicago season-high 3-game win streak. Shane Smith pitches for the Sox today opposite Cade Horton for the Cubs. The White Sox return to the WHOW airwaves this weekend against Chicago on Saturday. Get sports anytime from your computer or mobile device at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Divided. One issue of debate is Medicaid. Conservatives and moderates are at odds over the size of cuts to the health care program. New Jersey transit engineers walked off the job this morning, complicating the travel plans of hundreds of thousands of commuters in the greater New York City area. The striking workers overwhelmingly rejected a labor agreement with management. Retail sales were up just a bit in April after consumer spending surged in March. 2 months ago, sales were up 1.7% as Americans rushed to buy cars and other goods before tariffs kicked in. Last month, sales up just 0.1%. SRN News.
Some big news. Iran is threatening to wipe Israel off the map and destroy America. Now, UN inspectors say Iran is close to getting nuclear weapons, just weeks away. But President Trump vows he won't let them. He's even moved 2 aircraft carriers to the area.
WHOW Planting Reports are brought to you by our title sponsor, Apex Clean Energy, planting the seeds for a better future in Illinois. Whiffles Hybrids, your local Whiffles hybrid seed dealer and sponsor of our Whiffles Wednesday reports. Baum Chevrolet Buick, where you'll find the official truck of our planting reports, the 2025 Chevy Silverado, along with Peterson Insurance, AAK Mechanical, and Longview Community Bank, all in Clinton. Maroa Ag north of Maroa, the State Bank of Bemet, in Bemet, and Monticello. Hennings Equipment Company near Assumption, Jenner Precision at Fairbury, and the McLean County Farm Bureau.
The 2025 Chevy Silverado Heavy Duty is the official truck for your planting season. This is Scott Baum here from Baum Chevrolet Buick in Clinton. The 2025 Silverado is the strongest, most capable ever, with 2 heavy-duty power options, innovative towing technologies, and a large and functional Durabed. The Silverado HD pulls up ready to get the seed, fuel, or tools you need to the field this spring to get your job done. Now's the time to make the Chevy Silverado your farm's official truck here at Baum Chevrolet Buick, right from the start.
This past spring, thousands of farmers across the Central Corn Belt planted Whiffles hybrids on their farms. There was no public fanfare or social media hoopla, and they certainly didn't become TikTok famous, but they did become Whiffles famous. At Whiffles Hybrids, we celebrate our independent farmers who choose to keep their seed decision local and U.S. farm family owned. We can't promise 15 minutes of fame, but we're working on that extra 15 bushels an acre. Plant your independence with Whiffles Hybrids.
Spring is here, and Illinois can look forward to planting a new crop. Wind. Apex Clean Energy projects are strengthening America's energy independence while receiving broad support from local farmers and landowners. Participation is 100% voluntary. Landowners who choose to host wind energy on their land will receive 30-plus years of steady revenue, and communities receive local property taxes to fund our schools, roads, first responders, and more. Let's plant the seeds of a stronger, more secure future in Illinois. Go to apexcleanenergy.com/landowners.
Looking to upgrade your existing machinery with the latest technology? Jenner Precision, your local ag leader dealer, has you covered. From harvesting, managing, planting, steering, and sinking, Ag Leader offers a variety of precision farming products to improve your farm's productivity and efficiency across every season. Contact Jenner Precision, your local precision ag dealer, at 815-692-6655 to learn more.
I'm Reed Kamai. In this report, we hear from Austin Rinker,